Hey everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we helped Agents Incorporated repulse the first of the savage attacks on their shores. We arrived here after hiring on with the expedition. Agents Incorporated was looking for more troops in order to help secure their position here while they are searching the ruins scattered about for any sort of technology or art that the ancient Lemurians may have left here. We met Chief Briggs, the founder, one of the two founders of Agents Incorporated. And he's not quite sure on us. He's a military man as well, and very strict in that regard. But he hired us on, and seems like he is impressed with us. We've met the head of the research department here as well, and we're about to meet a few others. Get some equipment as well to help us with our tasks scattered around here. And we stored up some stuff in our footlocker, but otherwise we are ready to begin our exploration of the Black Sea. So now that we've repulsed that one attack, I think we're going to go ahead and begin getting ourselves more familiarized with the other sect troopers. And it just occurs to me that I think I'll take their adrenaline shots. But the rest of the equipment the sect troopers have, I'm probably not going to take on the off chance that they actually use these sect troopers scattered around might be the actual sect troopers in combat. And I don't want to take all their health hypos or stuff like that on them or they're dead. But I don't want them to actually be using their adrenaline shots in combat, because I don't want them getting fatigued and slaughtered after the first 3 rounds of combat. Anyway, we are back in the tent. You're still in one piece. Very good. What's Yehoda's status? She's all right. She's with the rest of the troops. Are you all right, Professor?
I think so. I haven't been this close to death since the Battle of Dith. This, actually. Goodness me, Richard. There were so many of them. But their voices. That language.
What did you do to anger them this much? The Professor and Chief exchange looks briefly before the latter responds to you. Listen up. There were 2 major factions that control the Black Sea. The pirates and the natives. The pirates call themselves the Grim Jetters. They control the southern and southeastern waters. They are not actively interfering with our operations as yet, although our patrols have had several violent encounters with them.
Whereas these savages have been a thorn in our side ever since we arrived here. By the caverns, these violent, inarticulate creatures are the cause of almost all our problems here. And now they're trying to race the camp to the ground and butcher us all. Goodness me.
They obviously feel threatened by your presence.
We tried communicating with them, but their first and only response was to resort to violence.
Professor, it appears that Lattleman has been correct all along. I had him ask around Core City about the natives while we were there. Barring a few old tales, no one ever reported seeing people matching their description. Whoever they are, they've had little to no contact with the rest of South Underrail.
Goodness me, Richard, what are we dealing with? These people must have settled here after Biocorp withdrew all its military from the Black Sea. But when? And why? They do not appear to have adopted any of the NFT technology, so why come here?
Biocorp military? NFT? Professor, we will continue this conversation later. I need to return to my men. I have yet to determine the casualties and overall damage that we suffered. Speaking of foreign languages, what was that gibberish the natives were talking? That will have to wait, Decker. See Marcus about your gear. His tent is the one just across from this one. Once I have assembled a recovery team, I will brief you.
One moment, please. Decker, would you mind going to Jeremy Seeger's tent and seeing if he has compiled any of the recovered information so far? The network is down, hopefully temporarily, and he's not responding to his comm. We are going to need this data if we plan on dispatching a recovery team. Don't you gentlemen agree?
Of course he doesn't mind. Here are your orders. Collect your equipment from Marcus's tent first. Then go to Seeger. His tent is the one past the medical tent. Then return to the Professor. Is that clear? We'll nod. Do not keep the Professor waiting. Not again. Professor. He leaves. The natives want us out at all costs. They'll strike again. But we're not going to strike out. We search our pockets for things. Ooh, 7.62 standard rounds. But I don't want to take him from him because then he might not use it in combat. So again, just adrenaline shots. We need a few more adrenaline shots anyway. Tony and Marcus seem to be discussing something and are unaware of your presence. I gotta say, I'm impressed with you, Marky. Not only did you not get zoned out, but you actually did something useful during the fight. Sure, you play with the little toys from the safety of your tent, but hey, you got the job done. That is a compliment, correct? And just for the record, deterrence can work autonomously. However, in situations such as this one, it's always the wisest course of action to have someone behind the controls for better target assessment. No, 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 Marky, no, no! How many times do I gotta remind you? You gotta put it kinda like this. Well, if it wasn't for me, you pipe worker, you'd be checking the pipes from your forehead right now. Yeah. From where I'm from, you gotta pull out them hardcore comebacks, not go on about, you know, target assessment. Checking the pipes? Oh, grind it. It's Core City slang, Marky. It means to take a leak, to piss. That whole phrase was supposed to mean that one of your freaks would have made a hole in my forehead. Okay, forget the slang. Use your own words. Just not one of your la-di-da words like urinating or, I don't know, injecting bladorial liquid waste. Oh. Don't be absurd, Tone. No one uses that expression. You just made that up. Well, it's how all you Northerners, fat rats, and the rest of the la-di-das sound to me. You're all too uptight. You sound like you're gonna get pipe-working cancer if you say a naughty word. You use far too many dumb, sterile euphemisms that suck all the fun in a language, Marky. So please, next time you want to go check the pipes, you're not urinating, but going for a piss. I see where this is going. Well, how about this? If it hadn't been for me and my turrets, your head would have been impaled on a spear and paraded around angrily. You stinker. What the no. Lauman grabs his crotch. Oh, you're so lame. It hurts my While Tony is holding onto his crotch and acting in utter agony, Marcus is slowly squeezing his forehead into a chasmic frown. He erupts as soon as irritation reaches its peak. How about I bust your nose and take your mind off your groin? Oh, that's it. Yeah. You're getting the hang of it. Oh, I'm glad you got at least some of it in you, Marky. There's still hope. Give me another one. Come on. I want to hear a hardcore insult. We have some answers we can give him thanks to our intelligence. Oh, holy crap! We could actually use Advatug. I'm going to use Advatug every time I can. Holy crap, that's amazing! I didn't talk with the Advatug professor, I think with Garrett or with Gabriel. I think Decker here was the only one who did so. I will much broke your Wattstick and boom your mind kata toso Harvey set, Totos. What is that? Don't tell me you've actually listened to that derailed Norman dude. I don't even know what the sentence means. It's gotta be something absolutely perverse, though. Oh, you're that new sect trooper. That's Decker, a true badass. Nice to meet you, Decker. I'm Marcus Werther. I saw how you fought through the turret's visual feed. Impressive, unlike this blabbermouth here. You're getting the hang of it, Marky. Keep poking. Yes, well, tell us, what do you need? I want to speak with you, Marcus. Well, what do you need? Chief Briggs told me to see you about collecting my gear. Right away. Hey, Tone, would you mind handing me one of the suits? Right away. Meanwhile, take this. He hands you a device. Here's a Navcom, a navigation and communication device. Its communication range is substantial and should cover the entire Black Sea. Still, Still, I can't tell you how it's going to behave once you move beyond that, or go into other cave systems or NFT facilities. As for navigation, it's fairly simple. The screen will display the grid square of the currently loaded coordinate system you're in. Now pay attention here. The coordinate system currently displayed is the one recovered from our NFT device. This means that the coordinates you read on NFT devices are the ones your Navcom can point you to. We'll all be using those coordinates during the expedition, so we'll all understand each other, hopefully. He smiles. He points to the Navcom's display. Right now, we're in D6, as you can see. Just to make it clear, letters represent your position along the east-west axis, numbers along your north-south axis. If you guys have ever played chess, this is basically describing a chessboard. The Black Sea is also split into a grid, and each position is uniquely numerically identified in a similar fashion. Here, Tony approaches you with a complete suit of Aegis Incorporated combat armor in his hands. As he returns to his spot behind the desk, you notice him putting away a couple of nylon bags, which are most likely used to store the items he just gave you. That's your armor. I don't think I should explain how to put it on. You have your own weapons, or that's what I've been told, but if you need anything from our armory, talk to that guy over there. He points to Lattleman. That's me. That's him. He's also got weapon attachments, spare parts, and a plethora of other related items. If you need energy weapons or anything high-tech, on the other hand, see me. And that should be... Oh, yes, wait. Let's just check if the comm is working properly. Push that button, the one there, and say something. Decker here. He speaks into his own communicator. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright, everything appears to be in order. The device will display a name next to each of the channels so you can know who you're talking to. I'm on channel 1. Contact me if you need some help, info, or if you need to speak to someone from the staff who doesn't have a comm of his own. That's it. You got your gear, and I hope everything was clear. Well, show me some high-tech stuff, Marcus. Alright, let's see what's for sale. So first off, we got this low-level plasma core. We can just vendor that. Okay, everything... Oh! He'll buy these? Okay, well then let's sell him... What's that sound? Is that coming from somewhere in here? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's the game. I'm sorry. Maybe to all of you, you all knew that was, the game, but I did not. He actually has a decent shield. Efficient, medium, frequency shield emitter. Medium 49. Oh, ours is better. Ours has better damage reduction, even if it has a tiny bit less energy. Never mind. Okay, well, we can get some cash for him for selling him one of these. Let's do that. I guess we'll sell him this... Well, I guess I'll hold on to a low-level plasma core. If I sell him this, that's the majority of his of the other cash he's got. Maybe we won't do that. Let's take some fusion cells. We are about to get keys to our very first jet ski, which we're never going to use. Hey there, Southerner! Show me what you got in stock. Alright, so for Marcus here, I don't need these bullets. These are MK3s. I kind of want to hold on to them. Alright, he's selling special MK 7.62s. We'll take those. And nothing else. I'm always looking for some potentially different boots than what I'm currently wearing. Oh, he sells sting ball grenades. Really? I'll take a sting ball grenade. How many grenades are you buying? 3? Okay, that will do. Now, I've heard it said that the DLC is timed, but I don't think that's quite correct. From my doing the DLC about 8 times now, I believe it's locked behind certain events occurring. Some of which might be the number of spaces you move in the DLC after a different event occurs. But it's not like we have 10 minutes until the next savage attack, for example. I don't think it works that way. So, but heads up that I believe it is possible, if you do too many things or try to explore too much in the DLC, that you will not be able to work with this organization to the end. They will eventually run out of supplies or people, and then have to be forced to pick up and go. Well, here's Seeger. This is the gentleman we were asked to see. Before we see him, let's see what's in his pockets. Lots of food on him. And some decent level psionic components. So I think we'll grab his underpie. Man, we're here. We'll take an eel sandwich from him too. An alluring scent invites you inside. It's rich, pleasant, and strong enough to draw a hopper out of its crevice. It's like coffee, but smells infinitely better than the dark brown dust mixed with water consumed throughout South Underrail. This is something from the north. And if the delightful aroma is any indication, tasting it has got to be quite an experience. You take a step towards the man sitting at the desk, looking at letters and numbers and symbols of various kinds scrolling across his screen. He hears you and turns around, and in his hand, a tea flask of smoking black liquid. It is coffee, after all. Yo, you need something? Are you Jeremy Seeger? Professor Oldfield told me to see you. Yeah, the one. You gotta be one of the new sect troopers, huh? Welcome to the Hell's Gut, man. That name seems more and more appropriate the more time we spend here. Am I right now? Well, anyway, what have you got for me? Professor Oldfield wants to know if you've compiled the recovered data for him. We were under attack, man. I may be a kind of person who rarely lifts my ass from the chair, but even I'm not that extreme to sit here and sift through this stuff while people are dying, like, around me. He turns to the computer and opens a file, sighing. Yeah, but I do have some of the important bits sorted. I'll send it to him as soon as the network's back. He glances at one of his monitors, raises his eyebrow. Oh, Marcus read the power. Extra. Send it now. What is it about, really? The data. The professor mentioned it's some kind of breakthrough discovery. Oh, yeah, you betcha. You see, ever since we got here, we've been trying to find another way to enter that building just across from my tent, the keep. The panel by the gate is totally unresponsive, and the walls are extremely thick and sturdy. Hey, the building did survive the Biocorp assault on their island after all, and, you know, we didn't just want to blow things up here unless we really gotta. Now, the building still got power, okay, as we're easily picking that up on our instruments, but so far we haven't found a way to interface with that panel until I discovered this data. According to it, the panel is actually a scanner which authenticates a person based on a small active radio frequency identification, or a ARIFID microchip that is most often implanted in the right hand. So if we find one of those microchips, we'll learn how to... Wait a second, why am I telling you all this? Do go on. Okay. If we find a working chip and we're in, all other NFT facilities should work the same way, so we'll be able to gain access to those as well, if we can get through the natives. Anyway, it seems every NFT citizen had an implant. These implants also contain some other personal data, but that is of secondary importance right now. So where did we find one of these chips? Now that's the... An ascending two-note sound interrupts your conversation, and something flashes on the bottom of his right screen. Excuse me for a second. It's the professor. He puts the coffee aside and his headset on, adjusts the microphone, and clicks the icon flashing on his screen. A window pops up, its top right corner bearing what appears to be the University of Dis logo, an outline of a frontal view of a grandiose building placed in a circle, under which University of Dis is written in a serif font. Then the face of Professor Oldfield appears, speaking words only Seeger can hear. Yes, sir? You did? He turns to you, still talking to the professor. Huh? Yeah, he's here. I'll tell him. He's still facing you, but his gleaming eyes are looking through you. Oh, thank you, sir. He smiles. I know. I'm well aware of that, sir. Excel. I dropped the comm once, and the attack started and broke it. Yes, I understand. What did the professor say? Just as you open your mouth, his face disappears behind a broad smile. Really? Yes, sir. Thank you again, sir. Extra. Yeah. I'll tell him what you said. Goodbye. What did he say? That you should see him now. I felt like he said a lot more than that. Yeah, but not to you. Well, I better get going then. Okay, see ya. Let's think. We've got a laborer. I guess since we're here, we might as well search the people that we're passing by. We could use more adrenaline shots. We'll help ourselves to a little bonus. Mid-level components, nothing really worth taking. I used to use this shelf to store loot from my time here with Garrett originally. I don't know why I felt like saying that, but I did. Alright, let's go talk to the professor.
You're here, Decker. Good. Seeger just sent me the files.
And told me to see you.
Yes, I have asked you to come to my tent in order to explain to you what this whole expedition is about, what its purpose is, as well as the details of your first mission, for, after all, unless you have sufficient wider knowledge on the subject of our interests here, one cannot expect from you to perform optimally, can he?
Nod.
Some 3 to 3.5 centuries ago, this whole sea, this whole enormous cavern was chosen as the location of a major NFT project, the abbreviation standing for New Frontier Technologies, a supercorporation that can be said to have been comparable to Biocorp in power and influence, to Biocorp and the other 4 supercorporations to be exact.
Say nothing.
New Frontier Technologies is, or was, I should be more accurate, a supercorporation primarily dedicated to discovering, exploring, and populating new environments, worlds mankind could only dream of making their homes. They developed technologies that would allow them to adapt these environments to the needs of mankind, but also do it in such a fashion as to preserve it as much as possible, or in the case of barren, desolate places, to breathe new life into them and turn them into something greater. They were explorers, visionaries, futurists, and, as often follows, utopists. We do not or might not ever know where they had expanded following the descent, and whether they have met any success, but the one place they settled in that we know of is right here, under the surface, in this sea where, sadly, their success no longer resides.
What is this place called? It must have had its name in NFT's time.
We don't know, unfortunately. No records exist that could tell us that. The name we academics use is the Black Seed Project, but that is just how we've designated it. We hope that that will change soon, though, after we have learned more about this place and what had happened here.
So, what did happen to this place?
It has been known for years with great certainty that it was Biocorp's Navy that had demolished NFT's facilities and killed, for all we know, the entire population. It was a holocaust. This very island was the first and last stand NFT had made before their demise. The exact reasons for this brutal, merciless act are still under debate, but the best substantiated and thus most popular hypothesis is that Biocorp had seen NFT as competition and sought to eliminate them. Some scholars say that they had been in conflict even before the descent, but then again, there is also strong evidence suggesting the exact opposite.
He shrugs.
What is a fact is that Biocorp was the one who initiated the attack on NFT after discovering their facilities here. That much we know from the Central Archive records. But more on these some other time. Let us remain focused, for we could go on forever on this subject. So far, we've established that NFT was what their vision was, and that the Black Sea was one of their locations, if not the only, where they attempted to realize it. What follows is their demise at the hands of Biocorp military might, after which things become rather dark, unclear. Our mission here is to unearth history, to piece together the events that has led to the NFT inhabiting this place following the descent, to learn what happened during their reign and what their technological achievements were, what they discovered. Not only that, but also what happened in subsequent years after they had, well, ceased to be. Biocorp slowly abandoned the Black Sea after making sure their enemies would not rise again, but we don't know why. They never exploited any of the NFT achievements here, nor expanded into the area themselves. Why? This place has been shunned ever since. There has to be a reason. There are many questions that await answers, and we hope the expedition will bring us just that. Answers. Your ultimate mission, Decker, no matter the recovery or escort job you might have been sent on, is to bring us history, technology, art. You have seen the enthralling sculptures that still guard their long-dead creators. The lighthouses, proud and beautiful, guiding even those who they were not built to guide. They produce so much, and it would be a shame not to preserve such marvels. And their technology, born out of the super steel will to tame the untamable. Their technology could illuminate this dark world for us like we've never imagined.
He drinks some more water.
Goodness me, even despite the dangers, right now I personally wouldn't be anywhere else but here.
Which brings me to my first assignment.
Oh, yes. Now with that out of the way, let's proceed to your mission. Seekers recently managed to recover data from one of the NPCs.
I've heard that part already. Microchips and all.
Oh, I see. How much did he manage to tell you before I video called him?
He told me that the NFT personnel were implanted with these microchips and that they can be used to open the keep and the other facilities. He didn't tell me where to get one though.
Good. As far as we know, all the personnel had them implanted in their right hand, between the root of the thumb and the index finger. But the problem is that all the bodies we found on the island either had missing or damaged limbs as a consequence of the battle in which they fell. Those that had an intact right hand had microchips that are sadly no longer in a functional state. Finding bodies is a difficult task since it seems that the largest battle occurred here, right on this island. Those who did not participate have remained locked in the facilities, most probably, and these facilities we cannot open. Most, I should say, because there is one, the West Storage Depot.
Hold on, Chief Briggs mentioned a whole recovery team going after this. Shouldn't we all be briefed?
The Chief has been busy, so I'm not aware if he has assembled the team yet. Regardless, everyone else has been briefed about the things we just discussed. As I've told you my part, the rest is up to Chief Briggs. See him in his tent. I forwarded the data Seeger sent me. Yes, I did. There. That is all I had for you. You have any further questions?
If you don't mind, Professor Oldfield, I have one.
Yes?
Did you personally choose Aegis Incorporated for this expedition?
It wasn't my decision alone, Decker, no, but they were my top choice as well. They are simply the best in the business of the security contractors. Plenty of experience in most of these sect troopers, Protectorate veterans, as you may know. They were an obvious choice for this kind of mission.
And Chief Briggs, did you know each other from before?
Richard, I had met him a few times. There were lectures of mine, unimportant. But goodness me, we didn't as much as strike up a conversation. Only when I needed to speak with him regarding his employment for the Black Sea expedition did we really, how should I say, get acquainted. Of course, over the course of these 2 weeks, dare I say, it grew into a friendship. By the caverns, I hope we make it out alive.
Okay. Goodbye, Professor. But we're gonna walk around the table and search your pockets really quick. I think he's got a key on him. He does. 70 United Stations dollars also. But we'll start with the key. Professor Oldfield's key. So let's go see Chief Briggs next then. Decker. I'm ready to go on my first assignment, sir. Have you finished Professor Oldfield's task? Yes, sir. He has also explained to me our mission here and introduced me to my first assignment before sending me here. Very good. Have you collected your gear from Marcus? Yes. Very good. Your assignment is to find a working microchip so that we can pass the authentication and authorization scan in order to enter the keep and other facilities, if the data Seeger has recovered is correct. But we have little reason to doubt it at this point. You might have noticed there is no one else present with us. That is because you'll be going on this mission alone. I have no issue with that. Very good, but I will give you the reason why just in a moment. The West Storage Depot is where we're likely to find one of these microchips, since it's the only facility that's currently accessible. However, during our original recon of the Black Sea, we've noticed several locations where engagements between NFT and Biocorp forces have taken place. There could be bodies there with functional microchips, but we'll need to do a more thorough search of the areas. These locations are very close to native territory, so I'll dispatch one heavily armed recovery team to investigate these locations as soon as I'm done with you. Meanwhile, West Storage Depot is located not too far from here, and while not free of danger, it is less likely to turn into a war zone. Therefore, we'll have several locations covered, which increases our chances of finding these microchips. If we're able to do that quickly and before the natives are able to reconsolidate their forces and attack us again, we will be able to withdraw all our teams back to the camp in time for defense. Understood. What can you tell me about the West Storage Depot? It's currently home to a community of muties. We haven't tried making any contact with them so far. You'll be our first representative. Our jet ski patrols have approached the island a few times, so while the muties did not respond with hostility, it doesn't mean they won't to your presence, especially not after this attack. We don't know anything of their relations with the natives, but all of our observations so far have shown the area to be free of natives. To summarize, you are to sail west to B7, enter the NFT facility, and attempt to obtain a functional A-Riffid microchip. If the muties are cooperative, try to extract any useful information from them. How you choose to accomplish your assignment is up to you. This concludes your briefing. Sec Trooper Jenkins is back from patrol and is waiting for you at the docks to give you the keys to your jet ski. You will need it to reach the island. I don't know how to ride a jet ski, sir. The ones we use are quite simple to operate. Jenkins will tell you all you need to know. That would be all, Decker. So long, Chief. Well, let's get the key to our jet ski. Then we're going to come back and talk to Marcus, because he can give us, I believe, jet ski training. And then we're going to go back to Core City in order to visit Ray's shop, and we'll learn all about jet skis there. So it turns out, everyone, we're not doing anything but a ton of talking in this episode. Jenkins, before you give us that key. Oh, we're gonna get, I think, both of these. I think we already have a helmet. We do. Okay, so we don't need that one. We'll take his adrenaline shot. Sec Trooper Decker, I'm Sec Trooper Jenkins. I came here to receive keys to one of the jet skis. Have you ridden one before? No. Don't worry. While there are many different types of jet skis, the one you'll be using is fairly simple to operate. You put the key into ignition, start it, hold the bars with both hands, and press the levers behind them to accelerate. Most jet skis do not have brakes. You simply release the levers and the force of the water will stop it fast. Jet skis are simple to operate, but it takes some time getting used to riding them. Also, don't make sudden turns until you gain some experience, okay? Now, while technically you can use a variety of types of energy cells to charge a jet ski, it is best to use high-capacity fusion cells. These have been specifically designed to be used with vehicles and large machinery. What else? Oh, yes. If your jet ski runs out of power, don't worry. Your backup generator will automatically kick in. It will allow your jet ski to move, but it's going to be very, very slow. You'll be using one of two makeshift jet skis we acquired recently. Yours is the larger one. Do not let their appearance deceive you. They are mechanically in good condition. I thought I was going to get one of the good ones. They are far too valuable to give to inexperienced personnel. For now, you will be using the one I showed you. I understand. Can I get the keys now? Yes, here you are. She hands you the jet ski key. If you need energy cells to recharge your jet ski, see Marcus. And remember, it's best to use high-capacity fusion cells. For maintenance repairs and technical inquiry, talk to Lattleman. That is all the time I have. I need to return to my patrol duty soon. Good luck, Sec Trooper, and take care of your jet. I'll try. Goodbye. She nods and leaves. Well, while we're here at the docks, let's make sure no one's planning any sabotage. Oh, wow, I can't even take anything from this Sec Trooper. Good for you. I guess you're on patrol duty, so you're watching your own pockets as well to make sure no one takes anything from them. Sniper rifle guy probably is also watching his pockets very... Oh, not as much as the other person was. I'm going to take his antidotes. Thank you, sir. Oh, Jenkins just walked up there, too. What keys did we get? Oh, we got a scrapjet key. Not an actual key to a Aegis patroller. So we could probably steal the key from him, get in a jet ski, and leave these people to their fate. But I don't think we will do that. I will work with Aegis Incorporated. Don't touch any of the relics, please. They're very old and fragile. Let's take a look around and see what they've acquired so far. We'll search a few pockets while we're here. Discharges are useless because we're not doing anything with crossbows. Oh, coffins. These must be where the Sec Troopers are killed. The tent feels cold, and a strong, sickening odor permeates the air. Sergeant Kendall Maverick. Oh, I'm sorry, Sec Trooper Coldy Royal. Sec Trooper Lexine Drummond. Tom says he saw this old guy casually cruising the Black Sea in a big boat. Lying bastard. Must have been comfortable in its prime. That is a nice, comfortable-looking sofa. The padding on the chair back is still soft. Amazing. It's age-old, but still in good condition. It's empty, though. It's wobbly. So some of this must be art and stuff they're returning back to this. This must be supplies that they brought here. My parents told me South Underrail was dangerous. There's so much NFT history waiting to be discovered. You know what else waiting to be discovered? Whatever's in your pockets. Biohazard boots. Taken. 10% armor penalty, though. But still, these will be really useful. Acid resistance and bio-resistance. Immune to acid puddles while wearing them as well. Normally, to get one of these, you actually have to do a bit of fighting in an area that has bio damage in it. So I'm super glad we were able to get them from him right now. That's awesome. It reads NFT. It's filled with plates, pictures, and other tableware, all beautifully crafted. The side reads NFT. There's a small note on it as well that reads, "Don't touch fragile items inside." There are bullet or possibly shrapnel holes in its side. Inside you see some broken equipment. A strange, broken statue. What's a pipe worker, actually? It's a curse word. It means someone's cleaning pipes. Well, obviously. If I was to phrase that in our language, what would pipe worker mean? MFer would probably be the way to describe it. It's a flux controller made with style. It is a highly ornamented power generator that appears to be made out of some unusual kind of stone. Mr. Laborer, what have you got in your pockets today? 10 Stygian coins. Okay, so we're going to go back to Core City after we search a few more pockets over here. Actually, and talk with Ladelman again. Oh, did we search the Aegis Sec Chief? Chef? Sorry, I don't know if we did. Does he have food in his pockets? He's got a helmet. And an adrenaline shot. Oh, speaking of helmets, I guess we should take a look at the gear we picked up, right? Let's see if this is better than what we currently had. So... Oh! Well, it's... If we're not going to be fighting in melee, it is. Is it? Our current is 21% mechanical and 10 threshold, with 100% extra damage reduction. This is 20% in 8, but the mechanical damage threshold is increased by 225% against bullets and shotgun shells. So that's closer to about 26 points of damage reduction, and that's 20. It also reduces bullet damage from critical hits by 25. And we get 20 fortitude while wearing it. All for 7 armor penalty. That seems like that's worth it. Oh, I don't like the look of it, though. We look like a... this looks like a frog suit to me. There's nothing wrong... Well, there's nothing wrong with it. But I envision Decker wearing something completely different. But I guess if I'm going to be exploring this area... If I intend to be fighting... people with bullets, this is good armor to wear. We'll wear our current outfit, though. Let's see. Is there anyone else to search the pockets from around here? Ooh, a researcher. The toilet in that little tent. I guess we should say hello to the doctor. Who I know is around here as well. Oh, this guy's got a lockpick. Oh, an iron gut pill. Let's grab that while we're here. Actually, we can take everything from his pocket, so we'll do so. Driving a jet ski, always keep a close eye for the sea serpents. Oh, right! I forgot all about them. There are plenty of new creatures out here. A patroller key. We'll start with the adrenaline shot. Wipes face with a handkerchief. Dang it. I ain't letting none of my tools to no one. Good for you. Some canned mushrooms. Gas mask. Oh, what's this? Comm device. Black Sea. It's a Cortex CT-R2WP4, a two-way 4-channel waterproof radio. As a preferred communication device of Underrail ferrymen and jetters, it has earned itself the nickname Floaty Talkie due to its useful inability to sink. You found this one on one of the technicians of the Black Sea Expedition camp. We haven't seen anyone else who has this. And it's not the same comm device as the Navcom. That's interesting. And yes, I know what it's used for. The savages seem to be using some deadly toxins. It seems everything is poisonous, venomous, or both around here. Oh, maybe this is in Australia. I didn't think about that. It is like a big island we're on at the moment. I guess that would make sense. I've never been outside. I've never been to any other country except for America, everyone. But the only thing I know a bit about Australia from videos or reading about it, but I know that everything there is horrifically dangerous and poisonous. So many things have poison over there in Australia. Like everything does. Oh, this is a doctor, by the way. I kind of just walked up to him and immediately searched his pockets. So I'm gonna grab the super health hypo. The man, covered in blood of various shades of red, draws tranquility from a cigarette, which has almost been reduced to what appears to be its filter, a small red tube that has the active filter written on it. The doc presses a button on the side of it to release and discard the cigarette's carcass right to the top of the ashtray graveyard. The tranquility was brief and clears with smoke, and he speaks to you in a low-spirited, coarse baritone voice. Here goes the last one. Oh, we haven't met. I'm Dr. Bryn Savage. Don't even think about making any jokes, okay? Now tell me, how bad is it? Oh, I'm fine. Healthy as a hopper. Then why are you here? I'm looking for some medical supplies? Here. So he's buying a handful of things. So first off, he sells quite a few ampules. So if you're not using the cheat engine to get these, this is a good spot to go every once in a while to pick them up from him. 43 ampules is very nice if you're using any biology, because you go through ampules very quickly for blood and for other. I think it's used for blood. It's used for adrenaline. It's used for a ton of different biology recipes to extract things from creature bits in particular. Actually, I think mushrooms also you need quite a few ampules for. Is he selling anything I'm interested in? Nope. We're not. I don't. Well, he's selling. He is selling things I'm interested in. Do I have enough money for the stuff I want? I think we probably can get let's get 2 more morphine shots and 2 more adrenaline shots. And since we're here getting them, we'll get 2 more antidotes as well. Since he's buying medicines, let's trade him some of this. Okay, Doc Savage. We'll talk to him more often later. He will go into some of the problems that they originally had when they arrived here in the Dark Sea and explain, I think, agriophobia to us, the fear of large open spaces, which we were thankfully able to resist. You might not remember, but we got some text when we first arrived here about how this place made us super nervous. Okay, I'm gonna leave our Sec Trooper armor here and the boots. Now, this mask does the same thing as this mask, only it doesn't have any perception or oh, it does have perception detection issues, but it's a little less of a penalty. But the difference is that while this adds some mechanical resistance and some damage threshold, oh, it also reduces our chance to get critically hit, but it also adds armor penalty to us, so we have to keep that in mind. I still think we'll use the new helmet over the gas mask. Oh, we'll just leave that here. Okay, anything else? Let's talk with Marcus and see if we can learn how to jet ski. Decker, what's up? I was told to talk to you if I had questions about jet skis. Yeah, I've been in love with jets since I was a teen. I ride them, I fix them, I know all about them. Is there a way for me to get a better jet ski around here? Yeah, Decker, I hear ya. A crappy jet feels like betting your coins on a challenger who uses his actual name. Not that it ever happened to me. Nah. If you want something better, you could jet out of the Black Sea, visit Ray's shop at the Core City Docks, Eastern, where we were at, remember? Dominating selection of jets and parts. And Ray's himself is a hardcore guy. Real hardcore. In and out. No one will know. I need some help fighting on a jet ski. Yeah, jets are wobbly, fighting's tough. I may not dominate, but I have had enough experience zoning out freelooters, other kind of sea zoners, to humbly say I'm pretty hardcore. Freelooters? You know, random pirate wannabes who think they're hardcore just because they got something vibrating under their crotch. Can you give me a few tips? I can give you more than a tip. I could teach you some basic naval combat. 50 coins, and I got you covered. Here you go. Yeah! To your and Marcus's surprise, he jumps on the table, his head brushing against the tent's roof upon standing fully upright. Now, Decker, rock that table back and forth. Think like a wave. Wave, whoosh, whoosh, and whoosh. Rock the table. He shakes his head. Zone me out with a rusting pipe. I said wave, not wah. Make me feel like I'm on a jet. Back and forth. Back and forth. Why not do this on a real jet? My lesson, my teaching methods. Be a wave. Yeah! Now pay attention. You step down from the table, and Louderman stops rocking it. There you go, Decker. Now you're ready to do all that on a real jet. Was I a good serpent? Got your leg. You're gonna die. Uncanny. Yeah. I need some parts for my jet ski. Do you happen to sell any? I can only sell you energy cells. Everything else is strictly regulated, and the only paperwork I can stand is the Pipeworks paperwork, if you know what I mean. Anyway, see Ray. He'll have anything you need. In and out. No one will know. Have you ever worked for Ray? Seems like kind of an obvious choice for you. It'd be a dream come true. I mean, who wouldn't want to be working with the most dominating jets in South Underrail? It's like working at a strip joint where the girls don't talk. But, things haven't worked out yet. It's like when you were a kid, had a crush on that cute chick, but either some other guy got her or you got some other girl. Time was never right, you know. But she was kind of always in the back of your head. Ah, cool days. But after I'm done here, I'll go see that Ray yet again. Swear on my sister Lily. Alright, Ray. Oh, sorry, Louderman. Take care. Alright. So, we're gonna... It's not really cheating, but I know an easier way to get back to Core City than taking a jet ski. And I forget who told me about this, but I didn't discover this by myself. Someone on my Garrett playlist let me know, one of you viewers, that this exists right here in the lighthouse. We can attune ourselves to the rift, and then we'll go back to our home. Alright. And I think we'll start by storing some more of the medicines we've got on us. So I'm going to leave those here. We'll leave this here. I'm going to store the super health hypo. That'll be super useful later on in the game when we are... how should I describe it? We can make do with advanced health hypos at this moment, healing half our hit points. This will be incredibly useful when we actually are in the deep caverns and fighting things that can do significant damage to us there. Okay, so next, I want another juice. We're gonna come over here really quick to grab one. And it looks like we're almost out of juice. Actually, if we're almost out of juice, then I'm going to actually put you back, and we'll stop by the dude. We'll leave the under pie here, and I'll leave mushroom salads. Okay, so... I'm thinking to myself what I plan on doing next. Okay, so let's go talk with Ray. We'll learn all about jet skis, and then I think we'll buy one of his jet skis. And then I think we'll call the session, everyone, because we'll have been playing for an hour. So first, I'm going to go to the dude's cave home and see if the dude has any more juice for us. Dude raises his brew to greet you. How's it going, man? Can you tell me something interesting? Okay, let me ask you a rhetorical question. Do you know what is the best bar in Underrail? The Hanging Rat? Ah, the one! The Hanging Rat's the best bar in Underrail. But there's a catch. It's very difficult to find, and that's because it's like located so far away from any station. But there is a trick that helps me get there. And it's a simple one, man. I just gotta drink some brew, and when my sight gets blurry enough, I let visions lead me to my destination. Once the visions end, I found myself at the Hanging Rat talking to Rob, the barkeeper. He's a nice man, very kind and thoughtful. I hope we meet there sometimes. Trust me, best bar ever. Cheers, man. Give me some juice. Alright, cool. He's selling more juice. Take all the juice. Did I buy it? I did. Alright, cool. Next, let's go to course of the entrance. And what I think we're going to do, everyone, is we're going to get the jet ski, but we're not going to drive it back to the Black Sea quite yet. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the free drones quests in the next episode. At least that is my current plan. We want to go down to take the elevator. By the way, everyone, today is June 26, 2021, where I'm recording this part. It just occurs to me, I have, I think, 10 parts currently backlogged, which is fantastic. I like being able to have constant uploads of Underrail to my channel. And if I do it every other day, then that means by mid-July, this video will finally show up on my channel. Or late July, actually, right, Tim? 20 days or so. That's about... Yeah, that's late July. Alright, so now that we have started the DLC, Ray's shop should now finally also be open. Yep. Alright, well, let's stop on in. Substantial man, substantial smile. He greets you as soon as you enter his domain, inviting you further in with a wave of his hand. Hi there, friend. Come in, we're open. What can I do for you? An oily wrench lays on his desk, only an old smeared rag separating one from the other. You notice it. He notices it. An instant later, it disappears into one of his deep pockets wrapped in the rag. His smile was never gone. That should not be there. Gib and I were fixing one of them 208s for a client of ours. Field repairs. Just got back to the shop, so sorry about my appearance. So, you here for a jet? Parts? Repairs? I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. You open your mouth, but the voice that is heard is not yours. Oh, I'm sorry. Where's my manners? Name's Raymond Kerr, the owner. You were saying? I just came in to see what this place is about. Hardcore. Well now, friend. By the way, what do I call you, son? What's your name? Decker. Decker. Got it. He smiles. Now, Decker, I'm going to ask you one thing now before we proceed. Is this your first jet, or have you owned or at least ridden one before? I'm currently using some piece of junk, more like Jetsam than Jet, but now I'm itching to get the real deal. That is a rite of passage we all must take, Decker, and if it ain't just for the coin, nah. Oh, and it ain't just the coin, nah, you can't just hop into it and be straight away, right? You'll dominate yourself if you ain't got the experience, can't deny that. We got lots of different jets, Decker. The only question is what you need and how much coin you got. If you're looking for something cheaper, something to get you from point A to point B, we offer a variety of junk jets at your disposal. If you, however, want to get from point A to point B mighty fast, maybe dominate some asshats along the way, or return to hauling lots of loot, or just cruise around with style, then maybe you ought to take a look at something a bit better. Show me the good stuff. I'm not a zoner. That's what I like to hear. Here they are, Decker. I keep these inside because I don't want to risk some ass's son of a rat nabbing them. As you can see, these are mean machines. We got speeders, fighters, freighters. You know, it came at the right time. As we really slashed in prices recently. Still, do know that some of these can set you back tens of thousands of charons, so take your pick. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, I think it was when I was first playing the DLC is when it first was released, and Garrett was, I think, on YouTube the first person, my channel, into the DLC, and so I got to see all of it in its original form, well, originally released form, and I don't think I bought any jet skis from Ray on Garrett. I really wanted this one, but it was, I think, like 25,000 or 35,000 charons for it, and I just didn't have the money. it didn't have the money. And in the end, it got lucky anyway, because like Garrett, Decker here has pickpocketing, and that comm device we just got off that technician, if we turn it into Marcus, will eventually lead us to avoiding a very nasty fight, having to do some parlaying with the pirates, and get us a free Aegis Incorporated jet ski without needing to steal one from Aegis Incorporated or make them hostile. And that jet ski they have is incredible. It's a great jet ski. Then with Gabriel, I believe we purchased... I think we did purchase one of these. I think it was this one right here between us. And I really liked that jet ski. That was a lot of fun to drive that around. I think I have this jet ski on another one of my characters who's exploring the Black Sea. With Decker, I'm not sure. I mean, so we're going to probably get that Aegis Incorporated jet ski, which is the one I'll drive around in the Black Sea. But I wouldn't mind having another one out here. I'm thinking maybe we'll get this one or this one. So anyway, I'm sorry for that small tangent. Let's ask about jet skis. Well, what can you tell me about jet skis, Ray? Oh, and by the way, I also really like this statement here. You know, you came at the right time. It was really less than prices recently. Yep. So, I'm sorry, I meant to talk about this a little more. So, yeah, so the prices were really expensive. Like, these were the most expensive things you could purchase in the game. And there was quite a bit of discussion, if I recall correctly, on the forums about it, because it was expensive. It was very expensive. And most people didn't even care. They just got a junk jet, drove around on the junk jet, and that was pretty much it. But I've always liked spending a lot of money on frivolous things in the video games I play. I like it. I'm a big fan of buying cosmetic items, for example. And so, when they slashed the prices, they dropped them by about half of the original cost. So it's still like about 10 to 12,000 charons for some of these, but that is significantly lower than what they used to be. And I think with Gabriel, he had Mercantile, and Mercantile, a super high level of it, like around 120 or so, is amazing at getting quite a bit of charons reduced off the price of these jet skis as well. I think you can get up to like 6,000 or 7,000 charons off of them. So it's phenomenal. You can go from having to spend what was originally 25,000 charons for a jet ski, now with recent patches and with Mercantile, that you can get that down to about 5,000 or 6,000, depending upon the jet ski you're buying. Alright, Ray, well, what can you tell me about junk jets? The junk jets, as normal folks and pros like to call them, are basically makeshift jets made from whatever's been lying around. They can come in many different shapes and sizes, but there are generally 4 frames which are used as basis for further modification. 20-30 years ago, before the dissolution of Biocorp, there had been a large demand for jets apparently. Since then, a lot of those have been abandoned, damaged, or disassembled, so folks have been taking what they could find and started modifying them. The basic junk jet is one that comes to everyone's mind when you say jet. It's a small stand-in jet. It's got okay speed, low durability, a simple trunk, but it gets the job done. Scrap jets are more of a modern term for the larger stand-in jet, because it got a bit more scrap on it. It's slightly heavier, but it offers more protection and durability. Then there's the skimmer, which is a smaller kind of sit-in jet, and the scooter, the larger one. Sit-in jets are in general more durable, but are slower. What really makes junk jets are their components. They might not be able to compete with the brand name or higher quality custom built jets, but you can tweak them and tune them to get something really good for a little coin. What are some important things I need to know when choosing a jet ski? That's 12, I can't hit that on my keyboard. Well, it depends upon what you want for your jet, but basically you can break it down into 4 parts you gotta consider. The frame, that's the most important one. The engine, the battery, and the suspension. There's a bunch of stuff you can get for your jet, accessories and whatnot, but these 4 are the pipes and barrels. Well, tell me more about frames. The frame is the jet itself. You can exchange engines and batteries, with limitations of course, and tune your jet to your liking. But you change the frame and it ain't the same jet no more. You want a speeder? You get a light, slick, sexy frame. You want a fighter? You want it to be sturdy, to have guns and armor. You want to haul loot? Room for a big engine, so you got a lot of power. Speaking of that, weight of the frame is a very important thing, because no matter how hardcore your engine is, if that thing's too heavy, you ain't going to be doing any racing with it. Some frames can support certain components, which others cannot, and some can even support multiple engines and batteries. So you gotta be thinking about that as well if you want to upgrade your jet. Well, tell me about engines. Engine is what makes your jet move. Now, before I continue, I work with electrics only. I say that because there are ass Joes out there that do build jets, and vehicles in general, that got internal combustion engines. People use what they got lying about, huh? So some people use gasoline for their jets. Anyways, when it comes to engines, things are fairly straightforward. Well, I mean like gasoline, but they use some sort of fuel that's obviously not electrical power. Things are fairly straightforward, especially nowadays when everything's so modular. By the way, some jets can support 2 engines, so you just gotta connect the extra one and now you got to go. Then, is that right? Yeah. No. And now you got 2. Easy peasy. The Aegis skimmer, or the Aegis jet, does have 2 engines in it. What that means is that your jet can travel faster at the cost of consuming more energy. The better the engine is, the more power your jet's going to have and the faster it's going to go. You got some limitations on the size of the engine you can put in the jet, of course, which mostly depends on its frame. And some engines use more juice than others relative to their output. Other than that, though, it's just a matter of cashing it out and putting it in. And that's something even a zoner can do, if he had the coins. In other words, some engines are more efficient at transmitting their power to the jet ski than others. Like to move instead of requiring 1 point of energy for every, 20 spaces, it's 1.25 energy, for example. Tell me more about batteries. A jet ain't gonna run on love and caring. It needs juice. The battery is what provides that very juice. Pretty much all of the jet batteries got the same voltage, so they're interchangeable. Therefore, the differences between batteries lie primarily in their size and their capacity. The higher the capacity, the longer you can drive your jet before you need to recharging it. If it can't fit a battery in your frame, you better choose a smaller battery. And that's it, Decker. That's all you gotta know about jet batteries. And the suspension systems? Well, the suspension is what keeps your jet stable and easier to control. Technically, you can do without it, but let's face it, life's a lot better if you got it. Water is an uneven surface. Even when there ain't any waves, you're still riding on something that provides a lot of resistance. Suspension helps you improve your ride quality, keep your aim steadier, makes your landing much better when you're bouncing over the waves at 100 kilometers per hour. The most important thing is to make sure the size of the suspension is right for the jet. Anything else is just a matter of how much coin you want in exchange for stability. Got it. Let's talk about the jet skis. Hardcore. Actually, this one might be a good one for Decker too. So, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure Decker is the first character of mine who has made it to this point in the game who is also using guns. Most of my other characters are psionics, crossbows, or melee. Or if they are guns, they haven't reached this point in the game. I think guns is the skill which is used to fire the weapons on your jet, if your jet has weapons. That makes these two tempting. Well, let's go ahead and ask about these a little bit. Tell me about the Shark. The Shark is a jet with probably the oddest backstory I have in my shop. It's a custom-made jet that belonged to this Villigante from Junkyard, Gizzy McGold, who used to go hunting for pirates before the Black Eels started suppressing them. The stories say his wife had been zoned out by the pirates, which is why he went derailed and started killing them. From what I know, it started out as your typical junk jet. Maybe an old SL model frame, but he put some decent armor on it. Installed this triple rocket launcher, which uses Harp 1 rockets, and I got them for sale. Good components. And then he went hunting. Its speed is okay, but what you really want it for is its good armor and dominating firepower. Gizzy got zoned out a long time ago. Not by pirates, but some teenage thug at the rig. After which his jet went from hand to hand before it reached me. And the Shark? Actually, we asked about the Shark. How about the Glow? If Blazer's been made to speed in style, Glow's been made to zone out in style. Its whole frame has been made, or more specifically, additively manufactured from the high-quality X3 thermal plastic, which offers great durability and, due to the advantages of basically printing a vehicle, a nearly hardcore appearance, and okay speed, considering the weight of the frame. It comes with an XL55 twin lasers, which draw power from the jet's primary battery. You gotta watch out so as not to use up all your juice when shooting those things. Only real drawback is the thing's got is that it leaves you a bit exposed, but other than that, it's one dominating jet. Can't deny that. Can I take a closer look at the jet skis? Sure. Expect any jet you like, and feel free to take a look at what's under the hood. Got any questions? Just ask. Thanks, I will. We are going to make a choice right now, so let's save the game. And take a peek at these. So this is the shark. By the way, you don't left-click on them. If you left-click on them, you get on it, and that immediately goes hostile with all of Core City. So don't do that. You can right-click on it and select Parts and Trunk to take a peek inside. So the Shark has got a Barm Shifter 400, an XL XG Power 4.0, and a single group of Harp 1 rocket. No suspension on it. So as for all this stuff over here, this tells you, well, I'm just going to hover over it very quickly. If you care about all this information, please go ahead and just pause the video so you can read about it in more detail. I actually have never even clicked on the defense. I didn't realize the cover is a percentage thing. That's super interesting. And here's all its base. So know that the more weight you put on it, for example, the lower its speed is. And I think like everything you're carrying counts as that weight, in addition to anything you're putting into the storage for the vehicle. So if I'm getting... I kind of wish I could see what type of slot this is. I don't think I'm allowed to move the power... I can just save the game. Can I move it here? No, okay. So, a jet ski may have a part in it which is of a lower size than what it can hold. I would like to have known what type of engine this slot can hold. Is it just a size 1, or can it go up higher than that? I'm not sure. Also, good parts are in the Glow. So this is the one that has the twin-linked laser cannons on it. So this means we will be able to fire this jet ski's weapons, in addition to or instead of using our pistol on the weapon. I think this is this looks like is this a stand? This looks like a standing jet to me. I wish I could actually just sit in it to see what it looks like. I guess I could. Can I? Okay, now I can't. Darn it. Alright, so I think this is definitely a stander. So this one must be a stander as well. So I'm thinking... if I'm using Decker... Let's look at the phaser. Actually, let me look at the Glow again really quick. What's its speed? 220. The phaser is also 220. Has no suspension on it. It's probably a size 2 engine in the Glow that it supports. You know what? We can buy the Glow and then take it apart and see what it supports as well. I am thinking of getting the Glow for Decker. What can I do for Decker? I'm interested in purchasing a jet ski. Sure. Which one? Don't be afraid to ask questions. Tell me about the Glow. Alright, we already know about it. So... How do I buy it? I've decided what jet ski I want. Which one? The Glow. It's yours for 15,400 bucks. Oof. These must have been slashed again. I'm sorry, in price, but not as much as I thought it was. We have, I think, just enough money to purchase this. If I want it. Deal. Here's the money. Congratulations, Decker. You bought yourself a jet. And here's your key. He hands you a jet ski key. See you around, right? Catch you later, Dominator. We have 1,181 coins left after that purchase. So now let's go ahead and... Okay, so it is a standing jet. And I think have we gained a new... Here it is. Yep, so this is the new ability, laser bullets. So the issue with laser bullets is that it doesn't benefit from our reduced action point cost if we were to fire our pistol, right? So if I do this and I hit 1, attacking with our pistol is still 11 action points to do 19 through 45 damage. Oh, but this is 25 action points to fire 4 times, with each shot dealing 40 through 65. Interesting. Oh, I don't want to be in combat. All right, so let's take a look at this. So what type of engine do you hold? Size 3. Okay, good. And the suspension? Size 2. Size 2? Size 2. Okay, so those little dots indicate the size that's allowed here. It's a shame it vanishes when the part's over here. These are some decent parts, though, and they'll sell for a decent amount of cash if we decide to upgrade them. So, okay. Do I want to keep the Glow right now, or reload, we come back and buy it later? Let's come back and buy it later, and we'll just wrap up the session here. We've been playing for an hour. So what we're going to do is, yep, we'll stop here, everyone. We'll come back and we will buy that Glow. I just want a little more cash first, so I'm going to do some selling of things here in Core City. I'll do that off screen, and then when we come back, I will actually start the Free Drone Quest series. And that will be the plan. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.